think that this caterpillar is about to go to a chrysalis. See how she's dropping her head down. And the antennas are hanging down. Okay, you can see it happening now. Little green in the back. I try moving it very slowly so as not to disturb her. This one is Wendy. I had another caterpillar for Wendy, but that caterpillar died. This is Wendy's. This is the caterpillar. I couldn't pick any of the ones that I already had names for. I usually have extras in case something happens to somebody's caterpillar. And this one was the first available for Wendy. So this is Wendy Padilla's caterpillar going to a chrysalis. I forget how many times. I think that they call them instars. The caterpillars molt 4 or 5 times, and I think that what happened with Wendy's other caterpillar was one of the times that it was molting, I was panicking, thinking that it was up on the roof of its jar, trying to do this, and I didn't know what was going to happen, and I pulled it off. And I think that what happened is that it had already started molting, and now it didn't have anything to anchor that skin to pull it off. I'm not an expert. I haven't studied this out, but looking at it makes sense when I see the pictures of what happened to her caterpillar. I think that I should not have taken it off the top. And since then, I've been a lot more careful when I change the caterpillar's jars. If they're on a leaf already, if they're the least bit sticky to it, I try to just cut around the part of the leaf that they're on and put them in with the new leaves, so as not to disturb any possible instars. Those of you that know what you're talking about, feel free to correct my commentary. And then I can this. So this is the last time the caterpillar is going to shed its skin, and this is what is underneath that last skin. When they do it with the other ones, they come out bigger. which would explain why sometimes I would, the next day after changing the caterpillars' cages, the next time I went to change them, they were so much bigger, and I'd be like, whoa, what happened? It's because they molded their skin and they came out bigger. Sometimes that little skin that just fell down doesn't fall, it just stays up there, and then it looks like there's a big spider on top of the poor little caterpillar. You are... She's made a web up at the top of the, on the lid. There's a silk web. It's kind of like a spider web, but it's made out of silk and it's more dense. And that's what's, they make this web all over this, the lid of what they're doing to anchor them so that they can, because they probably don't know why they're doing it, but that's just what they do. But they have to do that, and sometimes when I've pulled them off, they don't seem to have enough silk to do it again, or they don't have the strength to do it again. So I have learned sometimes it's best, even though I think that they're too little to go up, I just let them go up and hope for the best. The butterfly that I had come out today was one of the times when I thought that the caterpillar was too small. It went up on the top. I coaxed it down with a leaf, and I shouldn't have done that because it didn't have the strength to go back up. And it just went into a chrysalis laying there on the bottom of the jar, and I didn't know that it happened. And when I got it, the chrysalis was a little bit misshapen, and I've worried about that little, I've worried since then about that little butterfly, hoping that it's going to be okay. It came out today. Wings are a little bit crooked. I think it might be able to fly. But that's one of the harsh, not all of this is happiness and success. I've made some mistakes that cost these poor little guys. It's about this far into it, it's not going to, most of the action is over now. I'm going to go ahead and switch over and show the butterfly that came out. Pause. This one went to a chrysalis 912. Okay. And I'm going to take her outside and see how she does. I'm afraid to put the tag on this one because I don't want to do anything that might hamper her from flying. Okay, you can see there's a little bit of wind, and that's a little bit of what's bending. It is blowing her a little bit, so it's making it look worse than it really is. Hey, sweetheart. Okay, let's put you here. Let's see how you do. Little crook, you can see the little crookedness there. So this one, I don't know. I did have another one that had a bent wing, and I actually put the tag on her so that it would straighten it out a little bit. I don't know that that would work on this one. I guess I'll find out later today if she'll be able to fly. She came out a little bit about a day earlier than most of them. She came out at 15 days. Most of them have been coming out around 16 days. 16 days, 17 days. In her imperfection, I think she is absolutely perfect. My little injured butterfly, I had one injured butterfly last year that I ended up shuffling the names of the butterflies. I named that one Teresa. I let my granddaughter name this one. This isn't the one that she actually found. This is one that I helped her find when I was showing her how to find the eggs. So it has the name that she gave it, but I think that this one's going to be my Amy. This is going to be Amy Clay's 2.0. Perfect just the way she is. Absolutely beautiful. Now I'm going to take you in and see how Wendy is doing. It's probably been about 13 minutes. She's going to struggle for at least half an hour, maybe up to 45 minutes doing this. But when she gets done, she is going to have a sleek, gorgeous chrysalis like this one. Or like this one. It is a glacial process, so she's still struggling in there. Sweet little Wendy. It's going to be worth it, Wendy.